Hello everyone, it's Thumper the Rabid. It's November 1st, 2019 here in the Pacific Time Zone, West Coast USA. And we have some new pieces added to the staging branch today. First of all, the most obvious thing, the medium battery. We've always had the small one, we've had the remodeled large one, and now we have a medium battery. But aside from having the medium battery, which by the way puts out 50 units of power, so 10, 50, 100, Merino has completely refactored how the battery load works. And thank goodness we've been waiting for this for a long time. Instead of the batteries having just a fixed amount of time that they operate, they actually have a capacity like you would expect from a battery. The small battery has a capacity total of 150 RWM, which I understand means rust watt minutes. This makes sense if you consider that the maximum output is 10 units, and it used to have a runtime of 15 minutes. So if you consider 10 units per minute for 15 minutes, that would be 150 rust watt minutes. So your small battery at full output can still run for 15 minutes because it'll still consume 10 units per minute for 15 minutes for 150 total. But if you put a smaller load on the battery, it doesn't run out in 15 minutes. Let's hook up the large battery to some samples here and I'll show you what this means. We'll hook it up to this branch. The branch is configured for its default 2 output. Up to this branch, another 2 output. I'm going to use that 2 output to run this light, because 2 is enough to run the light. So we're consuming 2 here, 2 here. The branches don't consume a unit of power for themselves anymore, only for what they're configured for. So you can see that 2 units, 2 units, 4 units. Active usage, 4. Charge time left, 12 hours, 10 minutes, and 42 seconds on my 2,922 rust watt minutes that I have in the battery right now. So that is amazing. Can you imagine if this thing was charged all the way up to the full 24,000? It could run for the whole wipe. It could run 1 lamp and a couple branches. So this is what we've been waiting for. All you cave basers, man, breathe a sigh of relief. Things are about to get a whole heck of a lot easier. So, as you can see, max output on the large is 100, max output on the medium is 50, max output on the small is 10. 150 divided by 10, obviously 15 minutes of total maximum runtime. If you look at this medium battery, it has a capacity of 900, and its maximum output is 50. So 900 divided by 50 would be 18 minutes of runtime at full load. And then, of course, the large battery didn't change 100 units per minute for 240 minutes, 24,000 rust watt minutes. So that's still a 4-hour battery at full load. But again, you don't have to run it at full load all the time. It only eats up what you actually have connected for the load. So, wow, huge game changer. And if you think that's big, even bigger is the charge time. These things still have an 80% charge efficiency, but they're not limited to their input power anymore. So I'm going to put 300 units of power into this large battery. Watch how fast the capacity counts up, even if it's under load. So before, you could only put in 100 units, and it would only add 80 units per minute because it was 80% efficiency. Now, that limit has been raised or possibly eliminated. I haven't been able to test the maximum of this yet, but right now I've got 3 test generators or 300 units coming in here. So it's still 80% efficiency. So it's not putting in 300 units per minute. It's putting in 240 units per minute. But that's still awesome. That means I can be putting in, 240 a minute, and I'm only consuming 4. Which means my runtime is actually going up. That was not possible before. Because of the limitations previously, it was not possible to charge a battery while it was discharging, because it always discharged at its maximum rate, and you couldn't charge it more than 80%. Now you can put in more, as long as you're putting in at least 20% more than you're taking out, then you will be able to maintain or even add to the charge level of the battery. So this is huge. There's plenty of other bugs still. This big line of branches on the wall is a demonstration I was working on with Ni from the Rust Discord staging branch channel. It actually is a demonstration that the branches still consume 3 units in their output, even though they only show up as consuming 2 from the battery's perspective. So there's still some bugs here, but we're a week away from wipe. So Marino still has plenty of time to fix up all the values of consumption on these. And you know, there's going to be bugs, who cares, it's Rust, that's what happens. But if this makes it to release on the main branch next week at wipe, the runtime and charging ability and the added medium battery are just going to be huge game changers, especially in all of those cave-based applications where you've got such limited power. So, man, this is awesome. You can finally hook up a battery, use it to trigger some HBHFs or something before you kick in your full load for your turrets and all that stuff. Like, this is big. So, man, I feel like an idiot being this excited about a battery in a video game, but I'll tell you what, as an engineer, having these batteries have that fake countdown timer crap has really just grinded my gears. So it's really nice to actually have these batteries behaving a little more realistically. I hope this is the sign of additional improvements to sort of the realistic modeling of electricity as we go forward. As I have suggested previously, I'm a little surprised that the devs have not put more energy into just modeling the entire subsystem for electricity and fluids off of one code base, because fluids could act the same as electricity, just change wires for pipes and batteries for tanks, and you could use the same code base to have, you know, water tanks and plumbing and pumps and, you know, for water or crude or low grade or diesel or whatever you want to have, and then just change some of the labels to watts for electricity and change the labels to, I don't know, pints, liters, whatever, ounces per minute or whatever. And then you could have Rust fluid systems as well for, you know, pumping your crude into your furnace and pumping your low grade out to your generator or whatever. So I don't know, maybe I can write up a model for that and convince them to write a whole fluid electrical dynamics code base. I'm sure they're bored over there with nothing else to do except a couple billion HDRP changes. All right, so I'm rambling, but I just couldn't wait to get out some of the information on these batteries changing behavior, and of course this cool new medium battery. And there's going to be more to come, I'm sure, before the wipe next week. So get hype, good luck, and don't suck.